Welcome back. Today we're going to look at the 10 most dangerous animals in the US. I think the most dangerous thing you're going to find here is a squirrel. So let's get into it. Original video and description down below.
Grizzly bear. North American brown bears have a fearsome reputation to go with
Brown
their
bears.
physical prowess and outstanding natural weaponry. The common name, grizzly, is often used in reference to brown bear species found in the US. These include the Ursus arctos horribilis, or mainland grizzly, the peninsula grizzly, and
Never heard of any of them.
only found in Alaska's eponymous archipelago. The latter rivals the polar bear as the largest land carnivore on Earth. Kodiak bears have been known to weigh over 1,500 pounds, which is almost as heavy as the average bull. As evident from the prominent muscular hump on their shoulders, grizzlies are built for
They're
power.
beasts.
Moreover, they have massive canines,
That ugly
claws up to
motherfucker.
6 inches, and jaws strong enough to crush bowling balls. As a grizzly stands up on its hind legs, it will often use its superior strength to
See, that looks
take down the
cuddly.
victim. It will bite at the victim's lower jaw, which is most likely a disarming technique. Confrontations between humans and grizzly bears can occur as a result of hunting as well as camping. They have a phenomenal
Yeah, you'll not
sense of
catch me
smell
though,
and
camping.
are often attracted to food that hasn't been stored properly. There have been several reports of campers being dragged out of their tents by attacking grizzlies. Conditioning the bears to campsite food can accustom them to human presence, thus increasing the likelihood of future attacks. Number 9. Spiders.
Spiders.
Black widows and brown recluse spiders share an entry on our list as the most dangerous spiders in the US.
I don't think
Female
we
black
have
widows,
any poisonous
distinguishable
spiders
by the red
whatsoever.
hourglass mark on their abdomens, are the most fearsome by reputation. They'll sometimes devour their partners after mating and own
Nice.
highly toxic venom. The illness associated with black widow envenomation is called latrodectism. It's described by pain, vomiting, and muscle rigidity. Contrary to popular belief, the condition is rarely fatal for humans. The brown
That's
recluse
nice to
spider,
know.
although only slightly larger than the US penny, is quite dangerous in its own right. The hemotoxic properties of its venom
Ooh.
can cause tissue necrosis. Severe lesions can become infected and may even lead to amputation. Yet, like the black widows, the bite of a brown recluse spider is seldom fatal. Number 8. Cougar. Cougars, also known as pumas or mountain lions, have the widest distribution of any wild animal in the Americas. In the US, populations are found across 16 states, mostly on the West Coast. Male cougars average about 150 pounds, but in rare cases may surpass 200 pounds. Even though that's about the weight of the average American male, the difference in power is
Yeah, you
considerable.
still don't want to fight with it.
Relative to its size, the cougar has the largest paws and hind legs found within the feline family. This enables it to perform outstanding leaps and reach sprinting speeds of up
You
to
guys
50
have
miles
guns
per hour,
instead. We'll just be
which is
wrestling with it.
actually faster than a greyhound. It can also swim and is an apt climber. A cougar's muscular body is perfectly designed for grasping and holding large prey, an ability enhanced by the retractable claws on its paws. Attacks on humans are rare, but have seen an increase in recent years, mainly due to expansion into the cougar's natural range. The feline will attack if cornered or if a human triggers its chase instinct, typically by turning their back and running away. An attack usually involves a bite to the neck, in which the animal tries to sink its
Straight for the
teeth between
kill.
the vertebrae and into the spinal cord. Children are at greatest risk of getting ambushed by a cougar and the least likely to survive an attack. Number 7. Grey wolf. As the largest and strongest member of the Canidae family, the grey wolf was a mandatory
We're looking
introduction
into
to this.
reintroducing
Its
wolves
teeth
in
are
Scotland
specialized for crushing bone.
because there's
Its
an
slender, powerfully built body
invasion of
protect
deers
attacks.
eating all
Although dangerous
the
enough on its own, the wolf is
saplings,
notable for
so
its
that some of the
pack
forests aren't
behavior and
regrowing, so they're on
cooperative
about bringing wolves
hunting. A
back.
pack of 15 wolves, for
But a lot of
example,
farmers
may
aren't
take
happy.
down an
So whether that
adult moose.
happens or not, I don't know.
Interestingly enough, the deer species can easily grow to be 15 times heavier than an individual wolf. While not as numerous as in Eurasia, North America has also seen a number of wolf attacks. The most recent fatality occurred in 2010 in Alaska, when a young woman was killed while jogging. There's an argument that most wolf attacks are the result of an individual animal suffering from rabies. Nevertheless, wolf management programs from the United States Wildlife Service describe them as opportunistic hunters that will attack humans if given the chance. Throughout the years, encounters with hunters, shepherds, and ranchers have caused wolves to develop a fear of approaching humans. Yet wildlife experts warn against actions that may encourage wolves to be in the proximity of people, as it may lead to an increase in violent encounters.
Aperitif.
Number 6. Arizona bark scorpion. The Arizona bark scorpion, also known as Centauroides sculpturatus, is North America's most venomous scorpion. These creatures prefer
Yeah,
riparian
it looks
areas,
ugly though.
meaning that they're found on land adjacent to rivers or streams. The popularity of irrigated lawns and other man-made water systems have led to an increase of scorpion populations in residential areas. The symptoms associated with the Arizona bark scorpion sting can last from 24 to 72 hours. They include intense pain, numbness, and
Ooh,
convulsions,
look at
or
the size of that.
temporary dysfunction of the affected
What it can
organ.
do.
The pain is so intense
You
that
just wouldn't even
victims
see it, would
report
you?
experiencing sensations similar to electric shocks. While fatalities are rare, there are certain groups that are more at risk than others, such as children, the elderly, or people with compromised immune systems. In Arizona, thousands of people are reportedly stung by the scorpion each year. Number 5. Bull shark. With the Atlantic Ocean on its east coast and the
We
Pacific
get a lot
on
of
the
sharks here,
west,
but we don't get that
the
many
US
attacks
faces
because the
more than a
water's
dozen
freezing, so
shark
nobody's
attacks
swimming.
every year. While the great white receives the brunt of the notoriety, there's an equally, if not more, dangerous shark. Unlike their mainly oceanic relatives, bull sharks are able to thrive in freshwater systems as well. This makes them particularly dangerous when considering the US's
We even get
spawning
orcas
abilities.
up here, even though the
Bull
waters are
sharks
cold
have been found
because of
up
the
the
Atlantic
Mississippi River,
Ocean.
hundreds of miles from the ocean. They were also
That's
spotted
weird.
in the Ohio River
So
and
they
in
go up the
Maryland's
rivers.
Potomac River. These creatures have pound per pound the
Now
most
that's scary
powerful
because you wouldn't
bite
even think
of
about it
all
in a
the
river, would
shark
you?
species. There's a combination of factors that make them particularly dangerous towards humans. It's not only about bite force and size. Even though females average roughly 300 pounds or about as much as the typical sumo wrestler, bull sharks are territorial, temperamental, and have no tolerance for provocation. These creatures might have even been responsible for the infamous Jersey Shore shark attacks of 1916, which served as an inspiration for the novel Jaws.
Jaws. Very
Number
classic.
4. Rattlesnake. By recent estimates, there are roughly 7,000 to
I've held a few
8,000 snake bites
snakes.
that occur
I've
in the
held a
United
few
States
pythons.
every year. Fortunately, the development of antivenom has led to significantly less fatalities than in the past. Snake attacks are disproportionate in the country, with the majority of them occurring in warm weather states such as Texas and Florida. Among the various
And the
venomous
biggest
snakes
snake we
found
have is
across
about
the
that
land,
big. It's a grass
there are
snake, and that's
about
the only one we have.
16 rattlesnake species.
And it's not poisonous.
These creatures are so dreaded that a timber rattlesnake was once put on a
I've
flag
never
to
seen
motivate
one.
infantry forces. During the American Revolution, the Continental Marines had a motto flag of a timber rattlesnake that was coiled and ready to strike. Beneath it were the words, "Don't tread on me." These snakes are distinguishable by the rattle at the end of their tail. It's made of interlocked keratinous segments which
At least they
vibrate
give
every
you a
time
warning.
when the snake contracts certain tail muscles. This produces a distinctive rattling sound that acts as a deterrent to predators and as a warning to humans. The western diamondback and the eastern diamondback are the species responsible for most snakebite fatalities. The latter is known as the most venomous snake in North America and owns the longest fangs
Look at the
of any
fangs on that.
rattlesnake species.
Oh.
Number 3. Deer. Deer may
Deer.
sound less terrifying than other animals on our list, but statistically speaking, they're the deadliest. A number of species weigh
Well,
so
you
much
wouldn't
that
expect
they
that, would you?
certainly possess the mass to trample people to death. Males own majestic
Killed by
antlers, some
Bamba.
of which are several feet across and definitely capable of inflicting severe injuries. However, Fatal antler stabbings or brutal trampling isn't what makes the deer the deadliest creatures in the country. Most will simply choose to run away from humans rather than engage them. That's actually the crux of the matter. As deer move across their range, they end up on roadways or highways and collide with vehicles. In the US, this type of collision causes about 200 human deaths and roughly $1 billion in
That's a
property damage
surprise.
every year. It's so
200 deaths a
widespread
year.
that the idea of being surprised and caught like a deer in the headlights has become a
Yeah.
saying. While easier to avoid during the day,
No.
deer are particularly difficult to spot at dusk or dawn. Habitat fragmentation is a considerable factor in the rise of deer vehicle collisions. Today's topic was requested by Instagram follower at Ryan Thompson 5499. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Or follow us on Instagram and reach out to us there. Number 2. American bison.
Bison are big,
The
aren't they?
American bison is North America's largest land animal and nature's equivalent of a gigantic battering ram. Its charge, a devastating
Yeah, you don't want that
combination
running
of
at
mass
you.
and speed, is powerful enough to derail a train.
A
Also
train!
known as the buffalo, the species of bulls can weigh up to 2,800 pounds in the wild and a staggering 3,800 pounds in captivity.
I
As
can't see that
heavy as
derailing
the
a
average
train.
car. They own massive heads, pronounced muscular humps, and giant
I know the
forequarters.
big, but
Their short, curved horns are used as defensive weapons and to fight for status within the herd. Despite its mass and seemingly lethargic movements, a charging bison can get up to 40 miles per hour. To put that
it's
into
fast.
perspective, Usain Bolt's speed record topped out at 27.8
Yeah, you ain't running
miles per
away
hour.
from it.
Historically, these creatures used to roam the continent in
Climb a
fast
tree.
hunts. The spread of bovine diseases,
Probably knock the
domestic
tree
cattle,
down.
and commercial hunting brought the creatures to the brink of extinction. They went from over 60 million in the late 18th century to only a
60
few
million.
100,000 towards the end of the 19th century. Recovery efforts spared its extinction,
Guess you had a lot of
and the American
barbecues then.
bison is now mainly restricted to reserves and national parks. That's where a number of violent human encounters have occurred in the past decades. From 1980 to 1999, at Yellowstone National Park alone,
We'll have
bison
to do a
attacked
video on that
3 times
Yellowstone.
more people than bears. During this period, there were 3 reported fatalities, in addition to numerous reports of puncture wounds and broken bones. Official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Some of it is to die for. Number 1. Moose.
Moose, number
Even though
1.
they're part of the deer family, and even though they get in a fair share of vehicle collisions, moose most definitely deserve their own entry on our list. They're creatures of many extremes, as the
The
largest
British
heaviest
number 1 will be
all deer
cows.
species.
More people killed by
Exceptional bulls
cows in the
stand
UK
more
than any other
6
animal.
foot 9 inches at the shoulder, meaning
I
they're
think it's
taller
dogs
than
after that.
NBA superstar LeBron James. Their massive antlers
Lots of
can
XL
span
bully
close to
attacks
6
at the
feet
minute.
from tip
It's a
to tip,
big.
so you can horizontally
Well, they've
fit
just
the
been
average
banned.
American male between them. The largest bulls weigh close to
And it's not the
2,000
dogs.
pounds,
It's usually the
almost
owners
twice as
fighting them,
much as a grand
breeding them to
cow.
fight.
Moose are not only monsters in terms of proportion, but also temperament. When it comes to raw data, they attack more people than wolves and bears combined. They're also perfectly capable of killing both predatory species. They injure
There's a
more people
moose
than
loose in
any
this
other animal
hoose.
in the Americas, and are second only to hippos in worldwide attacks. They can charge people and inflict devastating injuries with their antlers. One common sign of an imminent charge is that the hairs on its neck and shoulders will stand up. Moose are surprisingly limber, and unlike other large-hoofed animals, they can kick in all directions. Not that you should
Yeah,
ever
that's a
do
sign
it,
you're not going to
but
see
this
around
means
here.
there's no safe way to approach them. Thanks for watching. Would you rather be charged by a bison or get a roundhouse kick from a prime Chuck Norris?
Well, that's surprising. I didn't expect the moose and the deer to be at the top there. It's their cows. The cows are the one round here. Don't climb through a field. You get charged by a cow. That was surprising. I tell you what, if you've had any encounters with any of them animals, please let me know down below. Be interested to find out. Thanks for that. Any suggestions or comments, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.